Throughout history, humanity has continually adapted and refined its healing methods. However, these days, the medicine you find at conventional pharmacies may actually be more harmful to your health, and on top of that, it's very expensive. That's why today, we're going to discuss the methods this Amish community uses to stay healthy and treat illnesses with techniques that have been employed since ancient times, techniques that are now incredibly hard to find in practice. Let's get started. The use of medicinal herbs and local plants. Medicinal herbs represent one of the fundamental pillars in healing practices within Amish communities. From time immemorial, before modern health systems were available to them, the surrounding plants formed the original medicine cabinet for many rural societies. Among the Amish, this tradition has been preserved with vigor. They trust that nature, created by God, has provided a variety of herbs, roots, and flowers which, when combined correctly, can alleviate symptoms and even treat specific health conditions. This relationship with plants is not merely utilitarian. It arises from observation, accumulated experience over generations, and the passing of knowledge between mothers, fathers, grandparents, and grandchildren. Herbal wisdom is passed down orally, without written manuals, since many Amish avoid extensive documentation. However, this does not mean that their methods lack systematization. On the contrary, careful experimentation and the continued use of certain plants have led to the recognition of those most effective for specific ailments. For example, the Amish often rely on herbs such as echinacea to strengthen the immune system, ginger for digestive issues, and thyme to relieve respiratory congestion. Chamomile, mint, and lavender are commonly used in the form of infusions to calm nerves, mild pains, and stomach upsets. Roots like dandelion are used for their purifying and anti-inflammatory properties. Each plant species has its specific indications and preparations. Some are dried and stored for winter, others are prepared as mild alcoholic tinctures, and still others are crushed to form ointments. The importance of these herbs lies not only in their perceived healing ability, but also in the ease of obtaining them. Amish families typically have gardens and plots where they grow their own medicinal plants, situated alongside the vegetables that will serve as food. This closeness to the source of the remedy ensures a freshness impossible to find in industrialized conventional medicine. Moreover, the fact that these plants grow in soils free of chemical pesticides, using traditional agricultural methods, reinforces the idea that the remedy is purer, more natural, and safer. The relationship with nature is also spiritual. The plant world is considered a divine gift that can provide relief when used wisely and respectfully. It is not about curing at all costs, but about understanding illness as an imbalance that can be corrected if harmony with one's environment is restored. With herbs, the sick person does not just consume a remedy. They come into contact with a cultural heritage that speaks of time, the land, the climate, the seasons, and the divine will. Home remedies, ointments, and poultices. In addition to herbs taken as infusions or tinctures, Amish communities have perfected the art of preparing more complex home remedies. These include ointments, medicinal oils, poultices, and even some special ferments. Their knowledge comes from reviving ancient European practices, from practical experimentation within the community, and from adapting to the environmental conditions of the region where they live. Ointments are often made with natural waxes, cold-pressed oils such as olive oil, or locally sourced seed oil sand, macerated herbs. For example, an ointment for skin irritation might include calendula and comfrey, combined with beeswax, which provides a firm and nourishing texture. Applied to the skin, this ointment offers immediate relief for irritations, minor burns, insect bites, and extreme dryness. Poultices are made from fresh plants, pounded into a paste, often slightly warmed before application. This method allows the medicinal properties to penetrate the skin and reach underlying tissues. For example, a poultice made from cabbage leaves or ginger root can be used to soothe muscle or joint pain. Poultices are held in place with gauze or clean cloth and left on for several hours, allowing gradual absorption of the beneficial substances. These home remedies also include cough syrups made from honey, onion, and garlic. Honey, highly valued within these communities, is not only a sweet food but also a medicinal vehicle of great importance. Due to its antibacterial properties and ability to soothe the throat, Honey combined with mashed garlic and onion results in a syrup that is easy to prepare, keeps well, and is used to treat persistent coughs, colds, and throat inflammation. The making of these remedies is part of the Amish women's heritage, especially mothers and grandmothers, who take on the role of guardians of traditional healing knowledge. They teach their daughters the proper maceration time for herbs, the exact proportions, and the right storage conditions. Thus, a continuous cycle of teaching and practice is created, ensuring that these formulas remain in use for the future. A balanced diet and organic eating health in the Amish view does not depend solely on external intervention once illness has appeared. Ideally, it is prevented and strengthened through the daily diet. Emphasizing a balanced organic diet is a key preventive method that ensures the body is well nourished and less prone to weakening in the face of common ailments. The Amish diet is based on foods that come directly from their own farms. They grow their fruits, vegetables, and grains without pesticides or artificial chemical fertilizers. They raise their own animals in the traditional way, allowing chickens, cows, and pigs to feed naturally, avoiding antibiotics and hormones used in industrial livestock production. Thus, the foods they consume do not contain potentially harmful chemical residues. Consuming whole foods, such as bread made from grain milled within the community, provides a higher amount of fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Legumes, fresh eggs, raw milk, which they themselves pasteurize simply or sometimes consume with caution, and organic meat form part of their basic diet. This nutrient-rich diet promotes a stronger immune system, reduces the incidence of chronic diseases related to the modern diet, and helps maintain a healthy body weight. The Amish also pay special attention to how food is prepared. They avoid over-processing it and prefer natural fermentation for preservation, as in sauerkraut or pickled cucumbers, which provides beneficial probiotics for gut flora. This careful attention to food quality and origin is itself a form of preventive medicine. Keeping the body in a robust, well-nourished, and balanced state means that when illness does strike, the body will have more resources to fight it and recover quickly. Moreover, their relationship with food is unhurried, without haste, and meals are taken as a family, which also positively affects mental and emotional health. The absence of technological distractions and the emphasis on conversation and harmonious coexistence during meals create an environment conducive to digestion and nutrient assimilation. This psychophysical balance is essential, as health is not understood solely in physical terms, but as an integration of body, mind, and spirit. Ventilation, steam baths, and fresh air. Another practice that contributes to Amish health is the proper use of ventilation and steam baths. Although not a treatment in itself, proper ventilation of the home and living and working spaces helps prevent respiratory diseases, mold, and allergies. Amish houses, built using traditional methods, often have strategically placed windows that allow fresh air to circulate. Also, because they do not use public electricity, they are not dependent on air conditioning systems that recirculate indoor air, reducing the accumulation of irritating particles. Herbal steam baths, on the other hand, can be considered a more directly therapeutic method. When a community member suffers from nasal congestion, sinusitis, or severe colds, inhaling the steam from boiling water infused with eucalyptus, mint, or thyme leaves can help clear the airways. This traditional method is simple but effective. You boil the water with the herbs, place the container on a stable surface, and cover your head with a towel, allowing the steam to enter through the nose and mouth. In addition to relieving respiratory symptoms, this practice promotes relaxation and helps expel mucus. It is often combined with drinking hot teas and getting adequate rest, thereby enhancing its healing effect. The simplicity of this method is particularly appealing. It requires no complex instruments or synthesized drugs, only herbs, water, and a bit of care. Fresh air is also a decisive factor in Amish health. Living far from cities, in rural environments with low pollution levels, means breathing cleaner air. Daily activities, often carried out outdoors, working in the field, farming, tending livestock, traveling in horse-drawn carriages, expose a person to an environment free from high levels of industrial contaminants. This contributes to preventing chronic respiratory diseases and strengthens the body naturally. Community council, midwives, and local wise people. Another fundamental element of Amish health is the strong social support network provided by the community. It's not just about remedies, herbs, and techniques, but also about the oral transmission of knowledge and mutual care. Instead of depending exclusively on doctors outside the community, the Amish often turn to internal experts, midwives, wise elders with experience in herbal remedies, and individuals recognized for their skill in treating wounds or relieving specific aches. This collective wisdom acts as a repository of practical information. If someone suffers a minor burn, they will likely visit an older neighbor known for her ability to prepare soothing ointments and poultices. If a woman is about to give birth, midwives with extensive experience accompany the process without resorting to technological interventions unless complications arise. In case of needing advice on how to deal with a persistent cough, an elder known for his knowledge of medicinal herbs can offer an age-old recipe. Frank and close communication among community members facilitates this exchange of knowledge. Living in small groups with strong family and neighborly ties means the sick or those in need of guidance do not feel isolated. Thus, Amish health is not an individual matter, but a collective one. Everyone takes part, in one way or another, in healing. This social dimension of health reinforces the sense of belonging and shared responsibility for each other's well-being. Furthermore, the absence of technological distractions or a fast-paced life allows older people to preserve the memory of these traditions without being overshadowed by external medical novelties. Their experience and wisdom are valued, granting them a central role in maintaining the community's health. The expert advice does not come from an impersonal manual, but from a familiar voice that has witnessed many others being born, growing up, and falling ill over the course of their life. Natural medicine, complemented by some modern tools. Although most Amish communities distrust modern medicine, they do not reject it completely. In emergencies, when life or physical integrity is at stake, many Amish do seek help from doctors, nurses, or nearby clinics. Though this is done cautiously and after exhausting traditional options, it must be noted, however, that most everyday interventions for mild illnesses are managed with their own methods. In certain situations, the communities can combine approaches. For example, they may visit a non-Amish dentist to extract a bad tooth, but then use their traditional oral care remedies to prevent new infections or discomfort. Or they may administer a prescribed antibiotic in the case of a severe infection, but accompany the treatment with echinacea tea to strengthen the immune system. This combination with modern tools is more exceptional than common. Nevertheless, it exists and is a testament to the flexibility some Amish communities can show when circumstances warrant it. It is not a matter of absolute rejection, but rather of maintaining independence, simplicity, and coherence with their values, resorting to modern medicine only when strictly necessary. This cautious attitude is motivated by both philosophical and practical reasons. For the Amish, excessive dependence on technology and industrial pharmaceuticals can weaken the body's resilience. They prefer to trust the body's ability to adapt, believing that the indiscriminate use of chemical medications could disrupt internal balance. Furthermore, modern medicine is associated with a lifestyle alien to their values: haste, money, expensive insurance, and impersonal care. Hence, the mix is minimal and always guided by real need, not convenience. Faith, prayer, and the spiritual dimension of healing. Religion plays a central role in Amish life, and health is no exception. While we have discussed herbs, diets, and massages, all these methods are framed within a deeply spiritual worldview. Illness, in many cases, is understood as a test sent by God, or at least an event inviting reflection, humility, and prayer. Therefore, faith and religious practices are an inherent part of the healing process. Collective prayer, reading the scriptures, singing hymns, and spiritual reflection accompany physical treatment. When someone falls ill, their family and community provide support, not only with remedies and advice, but also with prayer. They believe that divine power can facilitate recovery, strengthen the patient's spirits, give them inner peace, and help them accept the situation, whatever the outcome. The spiritual dimension also serves as a reminder that life is fragile and that health is not guaranteed. This awareness leads to a more moderate life, away from excesses or unhealthy behaviors. Self-care becomes a moral imperative. Caring for the body, the temple of the spirit, is a way of honoring God. In this way, Spirituality is not just an addition, but the core that gives meaning to health and illness, to pain and the joy of recovery. Additionally, the presence of the religious community provides essential emotional comfort during the healing process. Knowing that you are surrounded by people who pray for you, who share the same faith and values, eases the psychological burden of illness. Thus, healing is not limited to a set of physical procedures, but is enriched by the spiritual dimension, a fundamental pillar in Amish life. Rest. Balance between work and rest. Amish life is hardworking. They farm the land, care for livestock, build their own houses, repair tools and carriages, all with their own hand. This constant physical effort could mean considerable wear and tear, but they also understand the importance of rest and balance. Another method to prevent and cure illnesses is, therefore, the balanced management of work, leisure, and rest. When someone becomes ill, rest is the first recommendation. Far from external pressures, the sick person can retire to their room, rest in bed, or rock in a chair by the window. No one demands immediate productivity from them. This respect for the need to rest is a crucial component of Amish medicine. Even without sophisticated machines or powerful drugs, the simple act of stopping activity and giving the body time to recover is a potent remedy. The absence of technological distractions also favors rest. The Amish do not have televisions, radios, or smartphones. Calm reigns in the home, facilitating restorative sleep and mental rest that strengthens the immune response. The ill person, not exposed to constant stimuli, can focus on their recovery. On the other hand, the balance between work and rest extends beyond illness. Prevention is closely related to not overburdening the body and mind. Although the work is hard, it is complemented by breaks, family meals, prayers, songs, time to stroll in the garden, or simply contemplate the landscape. This balance reduces chronic stress, a factor in the modern world contributing to countless psychosomatic ailments. Thus, rest is not a luxury, but an integral part of healthcare. Before we wrap up, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to learn more about Amish traditions and healing methods. If you're interested in diving even deeper, I invite you to watch our new video on making traditional Amish ointments, where you'll learn recipes and techniques that have been passed down through generations. Don't forget to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming posts. Your support is incredibly valuable and inspires us to keep sharing this kind of information. Thanks, and see you next time.